All right, today we're installing the controller on the Talaria MX4. So pretty straightforward. What we're gonna do is we're gonna first approach the controller, take these screws off on each side using the hex bolts or hex nuts, and just jump right into it. So again, a little too much torque on that, we gotta slow it down. So there's that. Use my sliding chair to get around to this side here. One more over here. One more over here. So the controller should start coming out. So we definitely do need to remove the battery. So let us get rid of that. Always turn off the breaker, unplug the power cable here. Kick this back. So there's two screws here. One right here is my finger on the right spot. Right here, we're gonna take these two out, one on each side. Just like a light bee. And remember to put them in the same place because some are different sizes and you don't want to come back later on and say, well, what screw goes where? If you just put them in one location and have it organized, you'll know which screws belong to what item. So we're going to pull the controller back. And we're going to take a look inside. I'll give you guys a view of this. So as you can see, we have two connections. We're going to take out 1 and 2, right? And then we have the power going to the cable, and then we have the phase wires. So we're going to unplug those. This, again, you don't want to pull the wires, right? You want to grab the plastic and pull on the plastic, and that does, you might have to wiggle it a little bit, especially if you've been in rough terrain. And what that does is it prevents you from yanking on wires and cutting wires and causing issues with connectivity. So there's that. One. Two phase wires. And voila, the controller is out. So let's put these to the side. I just love the CNC on this thing. So nice. It's gonna pop in like this, right? And as you can see, it's pre-written with the letters. So on the Talaria, you could just match up the letters to it. So U goes to U, V to V, W to W. If for some reason, I'm just gonna say it out there, for some reason it's not listed, it's yellow, green, red from left to right, yellow starting off. So let's just jump right into it and take the bolts off and pop them on. Okay. I'm gonna take these off. And then we're gonna line up the W. And then with your hand, you're gonna tighten it. To make sure you don't strip it. Then you're gonna go to the green one, which is V. Finally, the yellow one, which is U. Give it a little more torque, actually. Let's get to it and connect these on right here. So what we're gonna do is take the extra nuts that you have, and then the black one goes right here to the negative, right? So you want to put this here on. So the trick for me is off to the side, and as I get tighter, I'll flip it around. Oh yeah, it's solid. Okay, so the controller is there. So what we're gonna do is take the supplied harness cable, and then we're gonna take this side with the 2 connections, just like, I was gonna say Legos, but you guys get the idea. Clicks right in, right? Clicks right in. Cool. All the wires are tight. And then you hear that click and you're done with that one. So for this, you're gonna say, well, why doesn't it plug in? We're gonna supply you with this adapter, right? So this one goes right into the bike. Cool. And then you're gonna take this side and plug it right at the bottom of the controller to where the motor encoder would go. Clicked. So now you're pretty much done. All that's left is to plug these in, right? So we've supplied an additional adapter that connects to our screen. So you're gonna take that. We're gonna pause here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the lid here. We're gonna lower the lid, and then we're gonna unscrew these, and we're gonna install the display along with the regen, but first we're gonna take off this egg rider display. Slowly kind of wiggle it out. You don't want to pull all of it out, right? You can just push it off to the side. Don't lose these screws, put them down somewhere you'll remember where they go. So now what we're gonna do is find that harness that goes down here. See where it goes. Might have to open this. Let's see here. Screen goes into this triple, which goes down into the harness. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unplug this, right? We're gonna take this back out. We're gonna, right? And take it out and put it to the side. Now we're gonna bring over our button display. And this one doesn't have a latch to open it, so we're gonna have to take this all off the handlebar. And that's how you get it off. Of what combination you want your buttons to be. So of course you have your horn, you're gonna have your ignition switch, and then you're gonna have your regen throttle. I like to have it where it's regen, buttons, and then horn. So we're gonna probably loosen this up and push it over. There's no perfect answer. It's all preference of what you want. Let's go ahead and loosen this up a little bit. Move it over. Want to make sure that doesn't touch the brake. Slide it down right here. And then we're going to take the regen throttle. Going to need to open this up a little bit. Horn there. This like such. And we'll finalize it to make sure it doesn't hit or pinch. So look over here. What you want to do is you want to do it in a way where everyone has different brakes. So you're going to have to mess with this to find the perfect combo, because you're going to have to do it in a way where it doesn't pinch the wire here when you depress the brake. So once you have that line up ready, you're going to have a bunch of loose wires, but before you put that on, you want to put your grips back on. Sometimes you just kind of have to finagle it to come back on. There it is. Then you're going to put your bar end back on. Voila. So then you can play with this and find out how to find the sweet spot where it doesn't hit anything. I like it to be close. It's about right. So you can pop on the regen. This probably is closer. And then start tightening. Done. And then now we need to work on the display. So we got to get the little feet for the display. And it's these two guys, right? So you can either have the display closer to you or further away. depending on the kind of handlebar you have, you might need to finagle it again to kind of get it to fit. Put this back on. Not too tight, just tight enough where it sits without moving, but still you can kind of wiggle it. Okay, and you're gonna put this here. And you're gonna do this. Cool. As long as it's on there lightly loose, we need the display. So we go find our display. Cool. There. And then what you want to do is find the right angle for your eyes. I kind of like it aimed at the pilot. Is that what we are as bike riders, pilots? Right? So right about there. That's pretty tight. Screen. That screen's not going anywhere. It's perfect angle. So now what we want to do is put our tools down and route the cables in. So we're going to come over here and you're going to color match, right? Green goes with green. And then this goes this way. Blue, this is an accessory cable, which we'll start incorporating later on for more accessories. But for now, we're going to leave it alone. We're going to take it and tuck it in the front. And then the important wire, you want to make sure you're not pinching. So I like to go from the left side. So come around, look how I'm taking it. It's the inside of the fork, right? And then it's going to go down. So we're going to come back and zip tie all this. But then the next one we have to do is the regen throttle. Take it. I like to go behind the fork. And make sure we don't make it tight. So then we go drop it in here. So now we have to connect it. So what you want to do is you want to take that egg rider display cable, the one we took off the egg rider, you're going to drop it down and it's going to plug into our harness system. So let's first drop all the cables down and access it from here. Okay, so that one's down. And then we need the blue screen cable. Where's that guy? It's here. Okay, so up here, we want to take the blue to the blue, line it up with the arrows, connect them. Then what we want to do is down here, that egg rider display connector, we're going to line it up. And this is a little tricky because the sleeve kind of blocks it and it clicks in. So all that's left is the throttle, regen throttle. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to put the controller in and make sure this goes up into the frame and accessible so you could reach this guy. All right, so to be able to properly install the controller, we're going to have to take this cap off, call it the horn cap. So we're going to take the two bolts off, one on this side. One on this side. And then get in there and really as you could see, that one was a pain, but we got it out. I'm gonna set that to the side. So remember those two wires? Bring it close together and click. So now we're all plugged in. Everything's pinched. Breaker's off. We're gonna put the battery on top and see if it turns on. Sensei tool? Yeah. And look at that. We got power. Hold the body of the bike. goes in. Then we're going to go ahead and pull the bottom portion in as well. Cool. So once you get that back plate back on, we're going to move up to the front and lightly put this back on. Make sure you're not pinching any wires, right? Don't make it too tight, just enough where it starts biting. Okay, side two. And then do a quick left to right. Now that you've done with the install, go ahead and clean up the wires across the handlebar. A quick tip, make sure you turn your handlebars all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Make sure the cables aren't snagging, they're not short, and then zip tie it up properly so you have a clean handlebar cockpit. If you run into any issues or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. All our information is below. We're standing by to make sure that you're ready to go. Thanks again for purchasing Axon Racing.